What is up, everybody? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care, and right now I'm taking a look at the solo debut record from Jonathan Davis, this one entitled Black Labyrinth. So for those of you who don't know who Jonathan Davis is, he's the lead singer of new metal band Korn, and this is actually his first solo record, also his first on Sumerian Records. But he's also been known for J-Devil. I think that's more of an electronic project that he's done. He was signed to Dim Mak, which is Steve Aoki's label, which is pretty cool. But the singles on here are what really interested me in reviewing this album. I really enjoyed What It Is whenever it came out. It was a bit different from what I've heard from Davis in the past, let alone from Korn or even his J-Devil project. I know I probably shouldn't be comparing the three, but it's just what it reminded me of. I really love the pianos. It kind of has more of a gothic atmosphere, I would say. And I just really love the vocal delivery that Davis brings to that song. Everyone kind of has more of that territory that Davis is very well known for. Kind of almost reminds me of that Korn style just a little bit. And then we have Basic Needs, which I didn't get a chance to talk about that one yet, but I really did enjoy it. It kind of has this really industrial, Middle Eastern sounding sound in that track, which I found to be very interesting, and I also love the lyrics and the delivery from Jonathan Davis on that track. So now that Black Labyrinth is out, what are my thoughts on that record? I'll tell you this. This record is weird, experimental, gothic, industrial, alt metal. Those are pretty much the only words I can really use to describe this record. Now, if you were coming into this record expecting something with really heavy, almost Korn-sounding riffs, you're not going to find that here on this record, but this album does have its rockers here too, and they come in the form of tracks such as Everyone, which I already talked about, Your God, and Walk On By. Another interesting thing about this record is that Davis uses a little bit of Middle Eastern influences in some of these songs, like Final Days, which kind of has this hypnotic feel throughout that track. Basic Needs, which I kind of already talked about that track, so you kind of already know how I feel about it. And also the second to last track that is on this record, Gender. And also some of the lyrics on here are very, very interesting, like Gender, which kind of has to do with the idea of being in someone else's skin. Well, someone's been watching a bit too much of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, huh? Some other lyrical themes you're going to find here on this album come in the form of blind faith in religion on the track What You Believe, mental health on the track Happiness, and prescription drugs on the opening track Underneath My Skin, which is a highlight for me just because of how energetic that track is, no matter how dark the subject matter is on that song. Now, some tracks that I'm not really coming back to as much here on this record come in the form of tracks like Please Tell Me and The Secret. Both of those just feature some really weird vocal deliveries from Jonathan Davis. And also Medicate is a track where it kind of tries to go Depeche Mode, but all three of those vocal deliveries are very weird, but they kind of bore me at the same time. So those are pretty much my skippable tracks. Another interesting thing about this record too is that Davis actually has some guest musicians here on this record. Now, which tracks they do play on, I can't really specify which ones, but they do come in the form of Ray from Korn, Davis's bandmate, Wes Borland of Limp Bizkit. I'm not even going to waste my time talking about how bad they are. I'm sure there are other videos out on YouTube that can describe that. And then you have other members that have played for artists such as Kendrick Lamar, Lauryn Hill, Les Claypool of Primus, and even Peter Gabriel, which I found to be very interesting. So overall, if you were coming into this record expecting something to sound almost exactly like Korn, well, bad news is you're not going to find that here. I think it's a very interesting kind of sounding record for Davis. It's very experimental, it's very industrial in places and gothic in some songs. So I think it's a pretty interesting take, My rating here on this album is probably going to be about a light 7 out of 10. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on Black Labyrinth. What did you think of the album? Definitely comment in the comment section down below. And anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you all for watching this video. As always, thanks to Infinity on Hannah for these awesome designs. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over there to catch up on more content on this channel. If you want to see a previous video that I did, you can click right over there to see that video. And if you want to follow any of my social media links, they are linked down at the bottom. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon.